animals that have passed on and also your animals that are currently here. And for quite some time, I've been talking about this in all of my other videos, my weekly Cosmic Vibes videos. You'll have to subscribe to watch those messages that I'm hearing and seeing daily. So the reason why I have the energy right now with the dolphins around me, because it indicates our sea life representing water, our oceans. Now, you are going to see a lot more accidents. You're going to hear a lot more water situations in our world. I would be very careful whenever you're swimming because there's going to be a lot more drownings going on. There's a lot of magnetic energy that is pulling the water, the energy of our sea life down. And also, that's why you have seen with certain animals, sea life animals, I just call animals, all animals being washed up to shore and such like that. Our animals are trying to talk to you. There's a lot of nuclear activity going on under the water. So this is why the sea life has been trying to communicate, well, has been communicating with me to give you guys more of a warning. I even had somebody tell me who lives actually on an island, I'm not going to say which one, you know, Jeni, the whales have been acting really strange. They've been actually coming closer to shore when they don't normally do that. Like, what's going on? What's really going on? It's because they're trying to send you messages of warnings. So you might even find that there's even going to be even more accidents with cargo, with boats on the water. Water destruction is happening. And whenever you're going to be hearing, as we all can see and sense, I'm not going to go into a lot of details because I don't want my channel to go down, right? Is there's nuclear activity under the water that's going to be happening, which is creating, it's just the energy alone from that nuclear energy that's creating disturbances, and that can create huge waves, huge waves. So this has been going on for quite some time. It's of course behind the scenes, as we can see and as we know. However, I zoom into that energy and I can see a lot. So just be really careful when you are around the water and really pay attention to the animals. If you all of a sudden say, wow, that looks a little bit, you know, unusual for that sea life animal, especially to be acting out. If you really look back on it, shark attacks. How many have we seen has been going on for quite some time? There's many reasons for that. You know, it's like being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yes, absolutely. However, our animals are trying to speak out to you to, like, you know what, we've had enough of you humans trying to destruct the energy of where we live, which is water. So be very mindful of it. And I've talked about these leadership changes that are coming. The truth is being exposed even more and more. We are getting a rude awakening. You know what I mean? Especially here in Canada, it's really intense. Even our immigration is completely off the rocks. And God, you know, I really have sympathy for new people coming into the country here. It's a beautiful country. However, before you even want to consider coming in here, the cost of living is insane. Just to give you an example, I went to apply for a place to move. The cost of living here where I'm in Calgary is insane. The landlord told me either you have to make $10,000 per month, or don't worry, Jeni, you can pay a full year of rent up front. I still have that message. I'm not going to give out details who, so please be very careful if you're coming into this country. The government is purposely bringing so many more people into the country because they are losing votes. So the more people that they get coming into the country here, they're going to automatically vote for the government because that government pays for their expenses, pays for them to put up with this. They pay for your hotel, they pay for your living, all of that. And then it's going to end and you're going to be stuck, right? I'm not going to talk more about that because they'll get really upset. I'm just saying that a lot of Canadians have and are moving out of the country. So no country is perfect. We all have our ups and downs. as we can even see the royal family. There's been so many changes for that. I've been talking about these predictions. I did a separate prediction video. I think it was December 2023. I put it out for 2024. And a lot of my predictions have already happened and are currently happening. So you'll have to go back onto my channel and look for that video to see the full scope, even more details and details. Right now, more truth is going to come out, as we've seen with the health industry. The health industry is getting exposed. The WHO's getting exposed. The hospital industry is getting exposed. We've all seen the reality of what's going on about the vax and the not vaccinated. All I'm going to say is I have had sudden friends that have passed away, heart attacks, blood connected, sudden cancers. I'm not going to go on about that. We're not going to go on about that, but I'm just saying my heart goes out to every one of us, and especially people who are vaccinated. You thought you were doing the right thing by getting vaccinated because you trusted the health industry, which we can see it's not the way you think it is. So more and more and more is going to come out, even more so. It's like the farmers in the world. The farmers are standing up for their righteousness. You know, the governments and stuff want to poison the food. The farmers are like, no, 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 no. We want healthy food here. We want to create this worldwide. We're having enough of this. This is why humanity is standing up. The righteousness. Things get exposed. Nobody can run from karma. I don't care who you are. There's billionaires that are going to be losing their money. Once upon a time ago, you were once upon a time ago a billionaire. That's all changing now. Things are changing. We can already see that happen, right? Be very careful. I heard ships and cargo, even more so, more accidents and stuff. Just be really, really careful, right? So even with the cost of living, of course, you know, the cost of living is high, you know, around the world in different places and so on and so on. There's going to be new laws coming in with real estate and with the housing and such. That's going to start changing and shifting. I'm actually looking at a different place next week with someone. It's a new building and so on and so on. And I was very honest. Look, this is my situation. I'm on my own. I don't make $10,000 a month. Like, I can't pay a full month's or full year's rent up front. That's just not a reality, right? So we'll see what happens with that. Things do come together in divine timing, and I very well might even end up leaving the country and moving out of the country as well. We'll see how all of that goes. I have a place in mind. However, I'm surrendering that to my higher self and highest good of all with trust and faith. Now, in May, there's going to be a little bit more disturbances, right? May is a real earthy month, right? Taurus season. So you're going to want to feel more grounded and so on like that. However, just watch traveling even more. Just, you know, whenever we travel and such like that, during Mercury retrograde, there's all kinds of delays and issues and such like that, right? However, May is the month to be more caution because there's going to be more disturbances, even with the weather disruptions, you know, as we get solar, you know, solar flares and such, our energy is changing. A lot of these fires are man-made, by the way, right? You know, so there are certain fires that happen, yes, but however, you know, even in Canada here now, they're charging you 32% more with the carbon tax, or is it 23%? I don't know. It's just all a bunch of crap, right? It's so the government can get their pension set up here because they know that they're going to be just a matter of time before they have to step down, right? So now the good thing about this is there's going to be more teachers in demand. So for those of you who are teachers, it doesn't matter what you're teaching, you're going to find that more opportunities are going to open up for you. You could be working more remote work. There's going to be opportunities more for that. You know, we're like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of that. You know, oh gosh, no. More people are wanting more peace. Like, I'm not a city person as much. I'm more of like more like countryside or hanging out by the ocean away where it's calm and such like that. You might find that, you know what? I don't want to be in the hustle and the bustle of the concrete jungle in the city. I want to be more like more with nature, or maybe in a more quiet neighborhood that works better for me. I've had enough of these world events and such like that. I just need to find my peace. So, and I want you guys also, as we've also seen, a lot of sudden deaths. Unfortunately, that's going to continue on and on and on and on. You can't take people for granted. I mean, I've never taken people for granted. It's just not who I am. I'm always truly grateful for the people I have in my life and so on. However, whenever you're hearing that little voice saying, I got to get a hold of this person, or maybe it's time for me to go and see them. Really listen to that. Really pay attention to that. That's exactly what I will do. And then I'll reach out to somebody and they're like, I can't believe it. My sister, she's all of a sudden suddenly got cancer. And I'm like, does cancer run in your family? No. So really listen and pay attention to your intuition, because it's going to be stronger and stronger as long as you're more focused in the soul. If you're more into the ego and such like that, you're not going to hear your intuition come in as much. So take time out for you. Really take time out for you, and you might also even hear from a country. I'm not going to say which country, but you're going to be really surprised. There are vaccines for cancer. There always has been, but the medical field, the medical industry, of course, they make money from that. However, there's going to be one country that you might hear of this year that has a vaccine for cancer, especially more lung cancer. So when you hear that, pay attention, because that's the truth. That's the truth. More truth, as I said, is coming out. These so-called wars that we have going on, it's not what you think it is. It's not what you think. What you are being shown is not what's really, really happening. All of these people are making billions of dollars. I'm not going to go on and on and on about that, right? However, what I will say is I'm very connected with people in the media industry. I used to have a television show at Shaw TV Television Studios. Myself had a weekly talk show host, so I'm very connected to a lot of people in the industry. However, there is one person in global news, I'm not going to say who or give details, she left. And I'm like, why would you leave that job? Like, she was a news anchor. She goes, because we are being told what to say by the government. Listen to that. She's like, I can't have anything to do with this. I don't want to have any part of that. I left my job, Jeni. She was there for many, many years. She refused to get vaxxed. She wanted to stay alignment within her soul. It's really important you do what feels best for you. We can get advice from other people and so on, which of course, right? However, you have to walk your path of what resonates for you, no matter what anybody says, right? I always walk into the unknown myself. That's just who I am. I take risks. That's just me. However, you have to go by what feels right for you. And whenever your mind is on overdraft, as I call it, complete and utter overdraft, that monkey mind, this is when you need to take more time out for you to really sit back, even start writing things down of, what, does this feel right for me? Start writing the positives and the negatives down about that, and see what outweighs the positives and the negatives. And then you're going to have more of an idea of what's really going on, right? You might even hear that there's going to be more Alzheimer's and dementia cases coming out. All of a sudden, boom, 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 boom. You've already seen this with certain people. All of a sudden deaths, all of a sudden this, all of a sudden something that. So it's just going to continue, you guys. I'm just trying to tell you, treat people with kindness. Don't judge anybody ever. You truly don't know what path they have walked on and they are walking on. So don't ever do that, right? Send out unconditional love to the world. There's so much toxic energies coming out and so on. I talked about these earthquakes. I've talked about, these tsunamis and so on and so on and so on, right? So we got a question here that somebody dreamed last night was seen out of my third eye, yellow color and designs. I can't read that full message. Let me just see. Here we go. Sorry. Okay, actually had a dream last night that I was in a city where speedboats were aggressively driving and the city was flooding. Yes. So pay attention to your dreams because that's message from your soul giving you that warning. Don't go by the water right now, right? You're seeing the speeding boats, aggressive, which is telling you accidents. You know how I just talked about how there's going to be more accidents on our water and under our water? There's a prime example right there. So you're getting that sign that there's going to be a lot more accidents that vote very well. Boats are not going to be paying attention. Accidents are going to be coming on and so on. And cities are flooding. That's why I said this is a water year. I talked about that in my predictions, in my other videos a lot, actually. So there's more water coming. The water has been rising up for quite some time. And with all the energy of these wars, that energy is very toxic and powerful. So it goes on under the water because that's a place where nobody is going to see what's going on. However, because I'm an animal communicator, I get these messages from the sea life world of what's coming in and what's really happening. So be very, just very much in awareness. Look at Dubai, right, with the floodings there. All that's going to continue this year with more, weather disruptions and so on and so on. Earthquakes I talked about for quite some time. It's building. It's really building. Even these solar flares, as they get closer to the earth, boom, 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 it can cause destruction like that. That's why I give you certain dates in my Cosmic Vibes video on YouTube here. Every single day, I'm going to tell you what's happening, what is going on every day, what you expect, what not to do, what days work with you, and so on, right? That's going to continue. So be very, very, very mindful of it, right? And we also have another question here. Had a dream last night. I was seen out of my third eye, yellow color and designs. Then this morning, I was remembering it and had an aura I get once in a while before seizure. Wonder why I am. That's your soul telling you you're more sensitive. So with everything, with these changes, we're getting more, like I'm very sensitive. I pick up energy in seconds like that. I can walk into a stadium and read the energy in seconds with everybody just like that, right? So we're getting more sensitive. So your body is reacting towards these things. It's like a dog that can pick up on seizures, and then we have a dog to help us, when we have health issues and such like that, and your dog will stop you or do something because your dog can sense the seizure that is going to happen to you. So with you having seizures and such like that, really paying attention to that, and the auras with white and such, that your soul, that your angels and so like I have an angelic team that I work with every single day throughout the day, and I send energy to certain people that I know are going through a lot of struggling and pain and challenges and so on. I'm like, you know what? I'm sending my angelic team to you. And even I had somebody tell me, for those of you who knew my little dog Bella, she passed away in February just recently here, 2024. And I had somebody tell me, Jenny, Bella came to me with her wings on and really helped me through that. Yes, I communicate and talk with her every day. So she's part of my angelic team, and I'll be like, you know what? This person here needs you. And she goes, I can't believe it. She came to me, Jenny, and everything. And I'm like, yes, pay attention to these colors. There's different vibrational frequencies for every color. And so, but that's a message from your angelic team, the guides that you have to give you those kind of pre-sign warnings that, things are starting to change a little bit, maybe kind of sit down and slow down a little bit, because we can see that you very well could have a seizure starting and so on. right? So, okay, so we have another question here. Pratik, how should I do about my career job right now? I am unsure of my company's financial situation. Actually, what right away, what I'm hearing for you is you have to be self-employed. You're very good at what you are doing, Pratik. Very good at what you do, and you have to believe in yourself more. So if you really get on that vision board and start writing down, this is a year of the dragon, by the way. This is a huge year to manifest. This is also a universal 8 year, by the way. Be very specific what you want to manifest, like right down to the T. I manifest things, then I'm like, oh, I forgot to put this detail in. Jenny, oh my God. So then I'll tweak it a little bit, right? So, Patrick, self-employment. You're very good at what you do. And you know you are. Believe in yourself. When you believe in yourself, take those steps forward. Go after it. You're going to be very surprised. I literally see you, clients coming in, get a website going on, get that going. Don't second guess it. The financial situation with the company you're working for, that's a sign from spirit. That's a sign from your soul showing you, you know what? Even if they were doing like billions of dollars, or maybe they aren't, we still want you to get something going for yourself. I'm just saying, when you do that, when you focus on that, you're going to be really surprised. It's those little steps we do. What you do on a day-to-day basis will determine your future, right? And especially right now, this energy is off the charts. I mean, even May, we're in like Taurus season, right? So Taurus season is all about being grounded. And by the way, the luckiest zodiac sign for this year is Sagittarius. So for those of you Sagittarius out there, this is going to be a really, really good year for you. And some of the lucky signs of this year is Leo. I'm a Leo for my fellow Leos. Leo, Sag, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Taurus. Like anybody can make anything happen. Doesn't matter what sign you are, but those signs there, it's a really lucky time for you, right? So I'm pushing it every day. Believe me, I'm pushing myself every day. I normally do, right? But I continue to do that. And especially this new moon coming up on the 9th of May, this time here, new moons are a time of new beginnings, right? It can be more it can be harder, of course, because it's like the energy wants you to let things go. There's going to be a lot more passings this month as well, too, by the way. The 19th of May, 25th of May, and the 9th of May, there can be more passings those days, and especially more violence. So violence brings out more deaths, and so on. So please, you guys, for those of you who are traveling, just be very, very mindful and be very, very careful, by the way. Okay, so whenever it's that new moon on the 7th of May, there's a lot of growth with that. And that's springtime. It depends where you are. It could be winter season for you. It's like really focus on your vision board, because what seeds you plant this on the new moon, you're going to see those results coming through in the autumn of this year, like September, October, November more. So you're going to see that coming to more fruition, even September, mid-September on that full moon there till November. So really focus on what you really want to change right now, even if it's little bit by little bit by little bit, right? So we got another question here. Jenny, may I ask for confirmation from you that I'm on the right track? Absolutely, you are. I keep hearing a wolf immediately as soon as I said your name. I don't know why. If pay attention to a wolf. If you see a wolf, it's not going to hurt you or anything. I'm literally hearing howling around you. You're very intuitive. Really focus on you and really, really keep walking forward. And also, there's certain people that you have around you that you really got to let go of, because when we let go of the wrong people, the right people appear. The right people will come to you. You know, there's a season for everything. So that's why it's important. Don't force anything. Don't push anything. Allow things to happen and work on yourself. If somebody says to you, you're never going to make that happen, right? like for me, I work on projects all the time, and I don't say anything to anybody. What are you working on, Jenny? Oh, I just got stuff I'm working on, right? So when you keep things to yourself, you have to block time out for yourself to really work on your projects and whatever it is you want to manifest and doing, you're going to see that come to fruition. Turn your phone off, turn it on vibrate, turn it on mute or whatever like that. Focus on you. So anybody that tells you, you're never going to make that happen, or you're not smart enough, or that's impossible because of this and that, let them go. Why would you be around negative energy like that? I don't care who it is. I really don't. This is why this year, especially being a number 8 year, universal 8 year, it's all about you. Your soul really wants you to shift forward and transcend forward in quantum leaps, and you can do it. So, Katie, I am in mediumship group and thinking of a remote viewing course. Will this provide a future for me, and will I be successful? Anything that you're very passionate about, doesn't matter what it is. When you're really passionate about doing something, you're like, you know what, that really resonates with me. It's really important to follow that path, because that's your soul saying, hey, Katie, you know what? We want you to take that mediumship course. We want you to enhance your abilities, because you're a very old soul. So you have a lot of abilities within you as well, Katie. So I would absolutely do that. I don't see success overnight, of course, because it takes time to get things going. And again, especially, I'm hearing a lot of noise around you. So this is exactly what I'm talking about, where tune out the noise, meaning all these other people around you who talk, 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 talk. Take time for you. Focus on you. I mean, we all have to balance things. We have friends or family or our mates or spouse or whoever, of course, and our children. I get that. However, you still have to make time for you, because when you make time for you, this is when you're going to see things opening up for you. This is when you're going to see things coming into more fruition, more alignment for you, right? So I'm also hearing as well, by the way, that this is a very health conscious year too. So some of you guys might be more drawn into more Eastern medicines, like acupuncture, more natural ways of doing things, which is really, really important. Your body's talking to you a lot more because the energy is really shifting. For those of you who are sensitive, you can pick up, no, this isn't the right thing for me to do. This is the right thing for me to do. Really pay attention, but don't push it, because this year there's more accidents as well, even within our body. So especially for those of you who are like athletes more so, or you work out really intensely and like a personal trainer, it's really, really important that you really stretch your muscles even more, because there can be more sprains, there can be more bruises and breakages in the body and such. So be really, really gentle. I get it. We got to push ourselves and such like that. However, it comes down to balancing things out as well, right? So be really careful. So I get messages 24/7 from the spirit world, right? I'm clairvoyant. So if I get all of a sudden a message coming through, I say it, right? Because we're live here, and I want to help you guys out. So another question here. Ruxana, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Good evening. I'm not sure what my purpose is in this life. Would you please be able to tell me? I'm hearing that again, you were trying to push, and force. Who am I? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? My family tells me to be like a scientist. My family tells me to be a doctor. My family this and this and that. Let that go. Push that aside. Really important, right? This is exactly where you need to ask yourself, start writing things down. What are you passionate about? Like, if you could have any job on this planet, what would it be? Well, I don't know. No, start writing it down. Like, do you want to work in an office? Do you want to work outside? Do you want to be self-employed? do you want to do this, and that? I'm actually seeing you on a computer even more. You very well, I'm hearing studying and schooling coming into you as well, more education. So, just kind of really sit back, take some time and space out for you and really ask your soul without any interference from anybody else. What would I really like to do? Don't go by of that's impossible. Let that go. That's negative talk. That's your ego talking. Start listening to your soul, and you're going to know what direction you're going to want to go. But you should do this or you should do that. And it's going to be like, that just doesn't feel right for me, right? That I just, it's just not the right career for me. Or, I just listen to that. All of that talk. It's really, really important you start really listening to that. Because when you do, you're going to start putting things together. You have a very intelligence within you, I'm hearing. And I'm also seeing that, especially when you start studying, because I'm seeing you learning something, getting training for something, and then you expanding that a little bit more and more and more. And you might even find that within 3 years that you might even create something of your own for that career. So really take your time. I don't like to tell people what their career is, because you might not be passionate about that. You might not be drawn to it. Like, that's why it's important to go by what you're really interested in. That's really, really important. So I'm just going to give a little bit of collective energy for the, like the zodiac signs and such like that. This is more collective. Like, if you guys booked a one-on-one reading with me, I'd be reading your energy personally, reading into your level of consciousness to see where you're at, giving you all of my insights, what's coming up for you. I'll do your past life Akashic record reading as well, and animal communication, whatever comes up. However, this is more collective when I'm going to be giving you a little insights into the zodiac signs. Because if I told you what I'm seeing for an Aries, there could be some similarities that happen for you with that. But a one-on-one with me, I'm going to give you a detailed what I'm seeing from your soul, not just because of a sign, right? So keep that in mind, you guys. Now, I just wanted to talk a little bit about, Pisces for a moment. Pisces is very intuitive, of course, very sensitive. And I keep on hearing that there's going to be a lot more international travels for you. Like, work could open up for you overseas or at a long distance for you. And you might find that you're going to have that opportunity to move there, right? You're going to be like, there's this school or this course, or I'm getting offered something in this country or city or whatever like that. Follow that when you're very drawn to that, when you're very, very pulled towards that, right? Because that is really going to open up for you, and it's even going to expand your business even more so. So I'm also hearing that it's really, really important. There's been a lot of communication issues that you've had with family or with friends and such like that. It's really important that you start speaking from your heart and open up more to that person. We just had Mercury retrograde, which can cause communication issues and all kinds of havoc, as I call it. So for those Pisces who are kind of off with a friend or family member, isn't it time that you start listening to your soul and start speaking up rather than going right after the ego, right for the throat? I'm just saying, right? So let's hit Aquarius. I'm going backwards. I don't know. I just kind of go where spirit takes me, right? Normally we'd start with Aries, but I just compelled her to Pisces. So let's just talk about Aquarius. Now, Aquarius has been about a lot of love situations coming up. There's been a lot of soulmate situations, and soulmate connections can be friendships. It can be your animals. It can be a friendship. It can be romantic, whoever. I have many soul tribes worldwide myself. It doesn't mean I'm romantically involved with them. No, a soulmate, it could be a really good friendship, like I'm saying, with someone or whoever and whoever. You're going to want to find that, what? I keep on hearing more though for Aquarius. There's some person that you're like, wow, is this my person? Oh my God, I can't believe it. and so on. I keep hearing that with you Aquariuses. Allow things to flow because there is marriage potential coming up with that. There's also business growth coming up for you too. And also I'm hearing even studying, I'm hearing studying more, like really like gravitate towards what you're drawn to, because that can really hugely take you to a really new beginning, even creating and starting a new business. So, oh, here's another question here. Karishma, I love that name. It's got a nice vibe to it, by the way, if I'm pronouncing it right. Hi, Jenny. I hope you're well. I'm about to start a new role in finance and want to complete my studies in CIMA, which have been on hold for so long. Is this a career I will be able to progress in? I do see finances for you. Yes. And I'm also hearing that even once you kind of get that going, especially you're going to have that, you're going to find that as you get that going, there's going to be something else in the corner, as I call it, that you're going to be, I'm also drawn to that area with finances too. But, I got to keep on focusing on what I'm doing right now. And then you're going to be like, oh, but, I'm really drawn to that. You know how I'm just saying, how you could really do really well at it. I see that, and everything like that is really good. However, listen to that. I'm getting pulled over to that area. It's connected with that. So whenever you're getting that, pay attention to that. So you can be really successful with that. Yes, I'm hearing within 3 years for you as well, that you could be like whole different situation altogether. And you very well might even find that you're going to have, I keep seeing the number 3 with you for some reason. So you could have 3 offers, like I'm seeing 3 years, as I said, you could have 3 offers for job, and especially within the next 3 months, even 3 weeks. Pay attention to where you're getting drawn to, by the way. So, and again, you guys, for those of you who have ideas and such like that, keep it quiet, because sometimes whenever we start talking about our ideas, oh yeah, I'm working on this project or whatever, somebody's going to cut it down. And that can really like, oh, what a bummer. I wanted to write this book, or I wanted to work on that project, or like whatever it is. And that can all of a sudden stop you from doing it. Don't do that. Follow your path. Follow your path. Embrace your own power. This is dragon power this year, you guys. Dragon energy. Think of those flames. Think of that big dragon, right? That power and energy is coming to you on purpose to move you towards your soul purpose and your soul tribe. Pay attention. So now Capricorns, my goodness, don't even get me started on that one. I could go on quite a bit about that, but I'm not, right? Stop forcing things, for goodness sakes. Believe in you. This is a really good year for you. I know you guys are all like focused on career, and I get that. And I know that it's been a little hard out there and with your career and stuff. However, things come together at the right timing, and this can be a really, really good year for you. And I keep on hearing as well that, even like you might have found just recently or even this year that your family, you're going to like grow closer to, there's going to be like more family bonds growing stronger, and you're going to be resolving a lot of situations that you've been having some struggles with and challenges with as well. And I do see travels for you, and love, by the way. I'm praying right away for those of you who are going to be traveling. You might find that person. You very well might find that person. You very well already might know them, by the way. So keep your heart open and let that fear go. Okay. So Sagittarians, as I said, this is your year. This is the best zodiac sign of this year for success. Keep that in mind. Again, be really, really careful what you're doing. Take a lot more, take more risks as well. However, just be really mindful with what you're doing. Don't make any rash decisions. Like you could be like, oh my God, let me just dive into that. No, we can see something, right? You can be like, that looks really cool. That opportunity there could be amazing. Just take that time back, a little bit of time back, and say, I need to take a little time back and really think about it, because there can be a lot of family tensions I'm hearing. You can bring a lot more family tensions by some decisions that you're going to be making. You might find also your stomach and indigestion, by the way, as well, could be a little off. Could be a little off this year. So just be a little bit more mindful of what you're eating. Sometimes, like let's say if you guys like spicy foods, you might be finding, why is my stomach and indigestion bothering me now? Because our body chemistry changes for many different reasons. That's why when I do my weekly Cosmic Vibes video, I talk about the energies and the planets every single day. Today, maybe, you're having problems with your jaw or your bones or your stomach or whatever. See, you guys got to subscribe and listen to my Cosmic Vibes videos on YouTube here, right? Because I go into a lot more details. So now Scorpio, my scorpions out there, as I call it, right? Teaching, you guys, it's like this education you guys are holding on to. You have a lot of wisdom and a lot of knowledge, and you can be really like intense. I'm seeing you traveling a lot more. And I keep on hearing teaching. And you don't like people to interfere with you. So you can talk to them about, this is what I'm thinking of doing. Yeah, but we're thinking of this. And you very well could be like, don't say that to me. I'm going to go that way. Just kind of be open and collective, right? Like don't like shut somebody down right away. I don't like anybody tell me what to do. I understand that. Getting advice is great. You still got to do what feels right for you. You don't like that interference. And August to December this year, by the way, for Scorpio, this will be a better last half of the year for you as well. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing things are going to get really, really, really busy. I'm also hearing like a soulmate coming in for you, and especially watch your eyes this year. Maybe you got to get your eyes checked, right? Like I got to get my eyes checked again, right? I'm actually having a little surgery done at the end of the month here. It's not my eyes, but I'm just saying, just be gentle on yourself whenever you're hearing certain things that you're like, I got to watch this or this a little bit more, pay attention to that, because you're very intuitive, a lot of angelic energy. Angelic energy, by the way, as soon as I heard that, I thought of Libras. You very might find that you're connecting more with the angels. It's more galactic energy. It's almost like I kind of see you guys sitting back, whatever it is you're doing, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I just kind of feel like I'm floating here. I'm just sensing like more energy around me from like the spirit world. It's really important you speak from your heart. You're holding onto a lot of grudges, which was caused by a lot of ego clashes. You got to really, really look within, I'm hearing, and be honest with yourself. We all have our good and bad days and so on, but it's really important to speak from your heart and your soul, because if you start all of a sudden, judging somebody very quickly, you're not looking at the situation. So I keep on hearing that maybe it's you that need to forgive others, right? You don't have to be like, what you did to me was okay, but I'm forgiving you just so I can move on myself. So you're holding on to a lot of regrets by maybe certain things you might have said or done, and I'm really hearing that you got to watch your diet even this year. Some of you have been really pushing it and pushing it. You got to balance that out. You got to have that time to rest and such like that too. So I'm hearing with even like with Virgos, you guys really got to watch your health this year. There could be some stomach issues and even depression issues and such like that, like almost like bipolar, right? Like this is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying it's all Virgos or all this and that. This is collective, the messages I'm getting from the spirit world. So to book a one-on-one reading with me, it's just you and me, clairvoyant, right? Not collective. However, I do see money coming in. You guys have been really worried about it. It's going to improve. All of a sudden, this hard work that you guys have been working on, you're like, where is it? Like I've been working on this and that. Like, why aren't I seeing things? Things come together at the right divine timing, and it's the balance. You guys like the scales. You guys like the balance. Things balance out. You're going to see that even more so. Just watch your expenses a little bit right now, and you're going to see how things really open up for you, you know, and that it's connected, even similar to the like the Libra energy that I just mentioned, Virgo. So I'm also hearing that your business is going to even expand, and there could be some more travels coming, like, you know, long distance, maybe if it's road trips that you're deciding to go on, and you're going to be like, you know, Europe, I heard Europe right away for some reason coming through. So you're going to be like, you know, I want to gravitate towards this. And some of you might be wanting to even take more courses and studying a little bit more something yourself, because I'm seeing books, like not a novel. I'm seeing like study books about, you know, I want to learn more about this or that and so on like that. So this is why whenever, you know, you guys like your intuition for some reason, it's like, why am I hearing that I have to do this, or I have to maybe look into that subject or do research on that? That's your soul and your team talking to you to bring things forward for you. So really pay attention to that. You know, and Leo, like I'm a Leo myself, right? And it's really, really important. You guys have been pushing and pushing and pushing yourself, exhaustion. You guys need to rest more. You need to really set more boundaries and such like that. And I'm also hearing this year too for you Leos, by the way, is you got to really be careful who you're dealing with, because there's a lot of enemies around you. So really listen to your intuition, because you can really feel it when you know somebody's taking you for granted, when somebody's taking advantage of you, or when somebody doesn't want to see you, let's say, be successful in whatever it is. Be really mindful of that. Like even myself, I observe a lot, and I don't say much. I observe a lot. Mind you, I'm clairvoyant. I can see everything, right? So just be more open mind on that. There's some travels coming as well. There's moving, even possibly this summertime, July, you know. Also watch some family tension between September to December this year. There could be a little bit more family tension going on, could be family drama, whatever it is. And it's really important to set more boundaries. Be very mindful and watch your blood pressure, you know, and just kind of stretch a little bit more as well. You know, it can be a really, really successful year for you, but seriously, keep what you're working on to yourself. Keep it very quiet. So now Cancer, May and August, November and December, by the way, it's going to be really good for you. Things are going to happen for you. Fiora, what about Aries? I haven't got to Aries this year, Fiora. I'm working on it. We're getting closer. I actually did the backwards. I started off with Pisces. The spirit told me to start off with Pisces. So we're getting closer there. We're getting closer to Aries. We're on Cancer right now. You Cancers are very intuitive, and you've had disappointments. There is somebody you had your eye on that you're like, you know what, I really want things to work out with this person. However, I just don't see how it's going to happen. You know, maybe it was somebody you were looking at that lived at a long distance, and you're like, wow, you know, but things, if something's meant to happen, especially with anything really, but especially with relationships, if that is your person, let's say, things are going to happen naturally at divine timing. And you have to really listen to that. You have to really be open to that without pushing. I also hear that whatever it is you're working on, your reputation is going to get much better. So let's say, you know, if you're at work and such like that, and then all of a sudden you're going to get a promotion because your boss is like, wow, that was really, really good. You know, or if you're more out there, let's say on social media, you're going to get a lot more recognition for the work that you guys have been doing. And you be very open, because you might find that there's going to be more remote work coming for you. You're also very, very creative. I keep on seeing a camera, by the way. So if you're working with a camera, you know, there's a lot of passion in there. There's a lot of creativity and work that can come from that, you know, and just really watch your hearts too, by the way. You know, like whenever we get stressed, we get anxiety and such like that. It can really build up and such. But whenever you're kind of getting more tweaks and stuff, just really kind of take time out, rest, drink a lot more water too, by the way, Cancer. And just really monitor, you know, maybe get your blood pressure checked out and such like that. right? Because you're very sensitive, you're very intuitive. So you're going to be picking up on a lot of different things, a lot of different things, right? So, but yeah, I'm just hearing the heart. Don't want to scare you because we all can get chest pains, right? If I get upset, I'm like, okay, Jenny, calm down, right? Go for a walk or do something, change your mind from that. Don't hold on to that situation. Just monitor it, just observe it. What's it teaching you? What's it showing you, right? What are you learning from that situation? So, Gemini's duality. Now, really watch your health. I have a very close dear friend of mine. All of a sudden, cancer appeared on him, which doesn't run into his family. I know why. And I know he's not doing well. So, just Gemini's, um, just be very careful, mindful of your health. Watch what you're eating, like, dietary, like everything connected with health, because even in September to October, there's some jobs coming to you. And I'm also hearing that some of these jobs that are coming towards you are really big opportunities. They're not just a little change. You could get an offer to move across the world, like an overseas opportunity for you with work. See if it feels right for you. Always write down the positive things about it and the negative things about it and see how you feel, because that job can really expand, because I keep on hearing there's more business connections with foreign people, which represents different countries and such like that, different connections internationally. So government as well, I'm hearing connected with that. And you really, really need to rest more and especially set boundaries. You get pulled, pulled into a lot of different things, right? So it's all about really balancing things more. Love's coming to you. Just be really patient. I'm hearing a soulmate, and you might already know this person too, by the way. So now Taurus, we're in Taurus season. So happy birthday, Taurus, right? Um, and Taurus, this can be a really, really good year for you. I'm seeing your business, that whatever it is you've been working on, it's going to really start expanding this year. Your reputation could really get out there a lot more too. You could get a lot more popular with whatever it is you're doing. Like, you very well might find that you're drawn into something you want to learn something more of. And some of you guys that, let's say, are working with other people, if you're self-employed, let's say, you might find that, I don't want to like work with these guys anymore. I want to maybe go on my own. You know how there's singers, like a group singer, and then all of a sudden that the lead singer decides to, what, I now want to go on my own. I love the group and the people I'm with. However, I just really hear from spirit or my soul that I'd rather be on my own, creating my own business or my own thing. Really pay attention to that, because it's time for you to break free. Really time for you to break free. And you might find that you're getting more drawn to like more spiritual work, more esoteric or tantric work and such like that as well. And really watch your diet. I'm hearing, maybe you're lacking like certain supplements and such like that. Really pay attention to what your body's wanting. Like, all of a sudden, if you're like, I'm really getting like told to eat more greens, or maybe it's seafood, or maybe it's fruits or vegetables, or like whatever it is, really pay attention to that, because I just really feel there's certain things that's lacking, that's missing. And yeah, really pay attention to that. Really, really pay attention to that, because things are going to work itself out. And also, there's something connected with love and travels. There's love and travels. If you're traveling, or if there's somebody that you meet that is coming to wherever it is you live, that could very well be a soulmate for you. Because I keep hearing, by the way, that you're going to meet somebody that's going to change your life, like a soulmate, that's going to change your life in a really good way. Very passionate, a lot of fiery energy in that person. So they could be like Aries, Sag, Leo. So be open for that. Keep your heart open. I know you guys have been hurt. We've all been hurt. We've all been hurt. However, it's really important to learn from that experience and know that that person, it's different from your last person. Before you rush into a new relationship, you really need to take time to reflect upon what you just learned from your situation if it just ended. Take time to heal and process, because if you run into a relationship too quickly, it's not going to work, because you're carrying that baggage of what you haven't healed from into a new relationship, right? So Fiora, we're on Aries now. We're going to talk about Aries. Aries is a fire sign. And today Mars goes into Aries, by the way, April 30th. So today, by the way, is all connected to really pay attention to what is happening today, because this is where your life is taking you. It's like step out of your comfort zone and make things happen. No matter what it is, seize these opportunities. What is happening today, pay attention to it for everybody, like everybody, literally. What's happening today, it's going to continue on more and more. And, keep going, because you're going to see certain things really come to fruition. If it's something new, a new project, or you're going to be starting a new job, like whatever it is, really pay attention, because you're going to feel more comfortable to step out of your comfort zone, especially this week, right? Watch my Cosmic Vibes video, you guys. Like 5/5, May 5th is like a 5. Like it's a power day, for goodness sakes. Right? High vibrational day, very high vibrational day. This week, you're going to start to see more clarity. You're going to be able to look back and say, now I know why that didn't happen the way it did. Right? So I never know what's going to come out from the spirit world. I just talk. I'm going to talk about Aries here. But, as I'm getting a message through, I'm going to say it. I hear it 24/7, literally. I can get up in the middle of the night, go get a glass of water, and I'll get messages slammed nonstop from the spirit world. Aries, watch the water, by the way. I talked about the water. There's water accidents, like be careful. There could be more flooding, especially with drownings and accidents. Just be very careful. I'm hearing Aries around that for some reason. So now it's really important to really do not let the past affect you now. The past was the past. So, we all go through situations and trauma, and hurts and such like that. And just keep in mind that, whenever we're traumatized or trauma, it stays in our nervous system. So whenever you get triggered, what happens is, nobody likes to get triggered, because we're like, oh my God, I'm getting really freaked out. I'm getting nervous, because it's connected in your nervous system. That gives you the opportunity right there to think about, what am I getting triggered of? Start writing it down immediately. What's triggering me? Write it down. Why? Write it down. Reflect on that. That was the past. Then put a scar tissue over it, right? Because as you're healing, you're taking and utilizing your power back to get you more grounded, to move forward in quantum leaps. Okay, so Aries, the past is the past. Don't bring it into the future. Just review it. The past is something to reflect back on. We all do things we've said and we've done that we regret. It doesn't matter. What did you learn from that is what it comes down to. So you might find that there's a lot more financial growth for you this year as well, especially the last half of the year. Even from August till December, a lot of financial growth. Watch, for those of you who have diabetes, something connected with diabetes, be very more mindful of that. And I'm also hearing luxurious places that you guys could go to, travel to. Even if it's you're like, you know what, I'm just going to stay a night at the local hotel. Maybe that hotel can be something more luxurious. I keep on hearing luxury, like literally luxury. And whenever you're getting drawn to, I'm hearing more travels for you, by the way, even if it's road trips. And some of you might find that, yeah, we just went on this trip, a road trip, or we went away somewhere. I really like that place. I want to go back. Maybe that's where I'm supposed to move to. So there's a lot of opportunity this year for all of us. And it's really important as we're dealing through these struggles and challenges with the world, with these so-called leaders. As I've always said, there's no real leadership. If there was, the world wouldn't be the way it is. Things are changing with the so-called leaders. Things are getting exposed. Things are coming out even more and more and more. Inflation is going to start to come down as well. There might be some shortages with food and such. If you're able to grow your own food, like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. Where I'm at Canada, we get minus 100 weathers in the winters. It's craziness here, right? So it's a little bit different. So there's a lot of deception, as I mentioned, about the wars and such. So just really sit back and see what you really, learned from this, because even for those of you who have been trying to get pregnant, 2024 and 2025, it's a solar year. So you might find that for those of you who've been wanting, to have a baby and such, that the fertility in you is going to come out more. There's more pregnancies. Jenny could never get pregnant. And, I've been struggling. And all of a sudden you're like, I can't believe it. I just found out I'm pregnant. So how many of you already have found out that certain people who've been wanting to get pregnant are pregnant now, right? Certain countries are going to do better than the others. India is going to be a country, in Spain, Brazil, that's going to even expand and do, even really, really well. Turkey as well. Certain countries are going to really excel. Canada is going to be voted one of the worst countries to live in the world. So I'm not even going to go on and more about that. I already talked about that. So I could have talked a lot more about that, but I'm not going to. So I really want you guys to focus on you. Start a vision board, start writing down, be very, very, very detailed of exactly what you want to do, what you want to change. Be very specific and detailed, because your angels and angelic team will step in and start manifesting that for you. So yes. So now I want you guys to let me know if you'd like to see me coming back live, doing some readings. Maybe next time I'll just come on here and I'm going to be doing some readings. So make sure you guys make some comments and such like that. Like the videos and let me know how you're doing, right? I like chatting to people and such like that. Let me know how you guys are working through these energies and, and that. And if you'd like to book a reading with me, soulworkwithjeni.com. I literally read into your level of consciousness to see where you're at and help you remove these blocks, give you all of my insights and to see what I see coming up for you in so many ways, because that's just between you and me, not you and me and the world. That's just between you and me. So, I want to thank everyone for, tuning in here and watching my channel. I'm very, very grateful for every single one of you. So want to wish you guys to have an amazing year, amazing day. Make sure you tune into my weekly Cosmic Vibes videos. I give a lot of information, and I want to start doing my podcast again here, Soul to Soul Connections with Jeni Ji. Start doing some more interviews and and going live, actually interviewing some other people. I put that on pause for a little bit, but I'm going to start utilizing and getting that back up. I'm working on a lot of different things right now, so it's the balance, and and it all comes down to that, of the balance as well. And even on this full moon, by the way, on May 23rd, it's in Sagittarius. So it's all about letting go, like being a little bit more flirty, setting more goals with yourself and having faith and, being open to the new, right? Like if I want new opportunities, I'll be spirit. I'm open up to new opportunities that are best for my highest self and highest purpose. I'm open to receive. And then I surrender it. I don't push it. I don't think anything more about it. And I just let it go, right? So, I again want to thank everyone for tuning in and taking the time to spend and share time with me today. So again, like my channel, it really helps out. Make some comments, let me know. And I'll be coming back again live again. And like I said, right, I might just come back live again and just do a lot more readings. Maybe we'll just focus on that, do some more zodiac readings and so on and so on and so on. I just allow spirit to lead me. Okay. So thank you everyone again, and really take time to listen to your soul and just be very careful of being by the water. There's a lot of changes in our world coming with leadership. That's all changing, right? So thanks again, everyone, for tuning in, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. Hit that little red button down